Imagine a fighter so quick and adaptable that it could outrun missiles, outmaneuver jets, and command the skies. This is the story of the Hawker Tempest, World War II's unsung hero. The Hawker Tempest was more than just a fighter. It was a statement. It was designed to overcome the flaws of its predecessor, the Typhoon, and push the limits of what piston-engine fighters could do. By 1944, the Royal Air Force had an urgent need for high-performance fighters capable of confronting the Luftwaffe's most formidable threats, and the Tempest delivered. What set it apart was its combination of speed, power, and versatility. The Tempest, powered by a 2,400 horsepower Napier Sabre II engine, could reach speeds of 435 miles per hour at 17,000 feet, and even faster at lower altitudes. Pilots were frequently astonished by how rapidly it accelerated and how responsive it felt, cementing its reputation as one of the war's fastest and most maneuverable single-engine aircraft. Speed alone, however, is insufficient to dominate the battlefield. The Tempest was a well-calibrated battle machine capable of handling almost any mission, including air-to-air combat, ground attacks, and reconnaissance. This was not a one-trick pony. Its arrival to the RAF wasn't only beneficial to the war effort, it was a game-changer. It provided Allied pilots with a fighting chance against the quickest threats of the period, whether they were the Messerschmitt jet fighters or the dreaded V-1 flying bomb speeding towards British cities at horrifying speeds. You might wonder why the Tempest performed so well. The answer is in its amazing design. Building on the Typhoon's lessons, Hawker's principal designer, Sidney Cam, and his team developed a fast aircraft and then improved it. They began with one important innovation that distinguished the Tempest from its competitors: the thin, laminar flow wing. This revision enhanced airflow and reduced drag, addressing many of the difficulties that slowed the Typhoon at high speeds. The wings were not merely slimmer, they were also meticulously designed to maximize aerodynamic efficiency. To meet this innovation, the Tempest needed a repositioned radiator and more fuel tanks to increase its range. Hawker engineers made the brave decision to relocate the radiator, previously a massive and drag-inducing chin under the Typhoon's engine, to a smaller, more streamlined position beneath the wing. This not only enhanced performance, it also gave the Tempest a more beautiful, aggressive appearance. But the final production version saw the return of the chin-mounted radiator. Then there came the improved power plant. The Napier Sabre, a 24-cylinder monster of an engine, delivered both raw power and excellent reliability, something no wartime pilot could take for granted. Complementing this was de Havilland's huge four-bladed wooden propeller, which harnessed the engine's enormous power to achieve breathtaking speed. The Tempest was also powerful. Its four-winged 20mm Hispano guns were devastatingly effective. Unlike earlier aircraft, which struggled to pierce armored targets, the Tempest's weapons were powerful enough to rip through bombers and tanks alike. It was also designed to carry bombs and rockets, making it a dangerous alternative for ground attack missions. One characteristic that was little discussed but important to its success was its unique cockpit design. Warplanes frequently suffered from poor visibility, making dogfights and high-risk maneuvers even more dangerous. However, the Tempest had a bubble canopy that provided pilots with a nearly uninterrupted vision of the battlefield. This capability, combined with the ergonomic arrangement of controls, made it not only quick but also easy to use, a tremendous advantage in the pandemonium of combat. The V-1 flying bomb arrived in England in 1944, bringing a new type of fear. The V-1, dubbed the Buzz Bomb due to the creepy sound of its pulse jet engine, was an unmanned guided missile capable of delivering deadly blows to urban areas. Worse, it flew too fast for most RAF planes to catch. Then came the Tempest. When it came to intercepting V-1s, quickness was essential. Tempests were stationed strategically around England's southern coast, ready for fast deployment. Unlike many other planes of the time, the Tempest had the acceleration and low-altitude performance to not only catch up with the V-1s, but destroy them before they reached their destinations. The task was not easy. Pilots frequently had only seconds to aim and fire before flying past the missile. The Tempest had an astonishing record against the V-1 danger. Of the 1,846 V-1s shot down by aircraft during the war, 638 were attributed to Tempests, demonstrating their unparalleled interception capabilities. When cannon fire wasn't enough, Tempest pilots executed a daring maneuver to shove the V-1s off track. Flying alongside the bomb, they would tilt one of its little wings with their own, forcing it to plummet from the sky. It was a dangerous strategy that required brave piloting and exceptional competence. Furthermore, the Tempest's mission extended beyond defending the skies over Britain. After D-Day, Tempests were deployed to air bases across mainland Europe to help ground troops and secure critical supply lines. They were deployed to strafe enemy formations and open a route for the Allied advance, a critical yet risky job. By the end of the war, the Hawker Tempest had not only helped neutralize one of the most terrifying weapons of the conflict, but it had also shown to be one of the most adaptable and dependable fighters in the sky. Its reputation as the V-1's worst nightmare secured its place in aviation history. As World War II's last chapters were being written, a new threat emerged from the Luftwaffe hangars, the Messerschmitt Me-262 jet fighter. The Me-262 symbolized the future of aerial warfare, capable of exceeding the speed of most Allied aircraft. However, even this technical marvel was not unstoppable. Enter the Hawker Tempest. While the Me-262 could fly faster, it was not an ideal weapon. Its jet engines were finicky, necessitating extra precautions during takeoff and landing. During these vital times, the jet lacked enough acceleration to avoid an assailant. The Tempest squadrons responded promptly, undertaking what became known as rat scramble missions. Instead of engaging the Me-262 in mid-air combat, the Tempests would fly to German air bases and await the planes' return from their missions. As the planes slowed to land, the Tempest swooped in with guns blazing. This technique was quite effective, grounding numerous modern jets before they could make an impact. Notable Tempest pilots, like Pierre Kosterman, wrote about their meetings with the futuristic aircraft, describing the cat-and-mouse game of trying to outwit a machine that, while faster, could not equal the Tempest's handling at low altitude. By the end of the war, Tempest pilots had destroyed approximately 20 Me-262s, cementing their status as one of the most dangerous foes German pilots faced. Even German veterans, like Me-262 pilot Hubert Lang, recognized the Tempest as the most formidable Allied aircraft against their advanced fighters. It demonstrated that while technology was evolving, winning remained dependent on strategy, ability, and teamwork. The end of World War II did not mark the end of the Hawker Tempest. With almost 1,700 units built, many served in both peacetime and post-war battles. The Tempest remained the apex of piston-engine fighter design, acting as a critical link between the age of propeller-driven planes and the rise of jet aircraft. The Tempest Mark II, which used the more powerful and efficient Bristol Centaurus radial engine, came too late for military service. However, it shone in subsequent procedures. Its increased dependability made it excellent for missions in difficult situations, such as the jungles of Malaya during the Malayan Emergency, when it was deployed to support ground operations against guerrilla forces. After being purchased in the late 1940s, the Tempests went on to serve in India and Pakistan, helping to modernize their air forces. Not every Tempest was utilized in combat. Some were repurposed into target tugs, which pulled airborne targets during gunnery practice. Others were stationed at RAF sites around the world as training aircraft for the next generation of pilots. By 1949, most Tempests had been removed from frontline service, but their adaptability meant they were not forgotten. Tempests that have survived are now rare diamonds, with only a few remaining undamaged and even fewer restored to flying condition. Each preserved aircraft serves as a testament to 1940s inventiveness and tenacity. One recently repaired Tempest flew in 2023 after a decades-long restoration, serving as a poignant reminder of the skill that brought these planes to life. The Hawker Tempest occupies a unique place in aviation history, representing the peak of piston-engine aircraft during a period of tremendous transition. Its performance against V-1 flying bombs, success against German fighters, and ability to dominate both the skies and ground targets cemented its place as a Swiss Army knife in the Royal Air Force's inventory. The Tempest represents the inventiveness and resolve of its era. It reflected the war's unwavering determination to advance, with a strong engine, aerodynamic design, and cutting-edge weapons at its core. While the following generation of jet-powered fighters, such as the Gloucester Meteor and de Havilland Vampire, would soon take over, the Tempest showed how far piston-engine technologies could go when pushed to their limits. The aircraft's contributions went beyond the battlefield. It inspired future post-war aviation designs, including the renowned Sea Fury, ensuring that the lessons learned from its creation remained relevant for many years. Even today, enthusiasts and historians praise the Tempest for helping to bridge the gap between World War II's traditional flying traditions and the start of the jet age. Few planes have received such praise from friends and foes alike. The Tempest did more than defend the skies. It helped transform them, making its imprint as one of the most powerful aircraft of its time. It demonstrated not only engineering prowess, but also the pilot's courage and expertise. And while the heyday of propeller-driven fighters may appear distant, the Tempest's legacy lives on, a relic of innovation and courage that still commands respect today. Thank you for watching Tailwinds. If you enjoyed learning about the Hawker Tempest, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below with your favorite World War II aircraft. See you next time.